Have you ever looked at an octopus and wondered if it really belongs on Earth? Not because it looks weird. Lots of animals look weird. But because everything about an octopus seems to follow a completely different set of rules. It has 3 hearts, blue blood, 8 arms, covered in hundreds of suckers that can taste what they touch. Its brain isn't really in one place, and it can solve puzzles that confuse many mammals. If an intelligent species from another planet landed on Earth tomorrow, it might have more in common with an octopus than with us. And that's exactly why scientists are so fascinated by them. Because among all the creatures on Earth, octopuses may be the closest thing we have to an alien intelligence. Let's start with the obvious. Octopuses don't look like us. They don't even look like most animals. Nearly every large animal on Earth follows a similar body plan. A head, a body, a skeleton, limbs attached to that skeleton. Even birds, reptiles, fish, and mammals share parts of this ancient blueprint. Octopuses don't. They belong to a group called cephalopods, which also includes squid and cuttlefish. Their ancestors appeared more than 500 million years ago, long before dinosaurs, long before mammals, long before trees covered the land. Back then, the oceans were filled with strange creatures that would look completely alien to us today. Many disappeared, but the ancestors of octopuses survived. And over hundreds of millions of years, they evolved down a path unlike anything else. One reason octopuses seem so alien is that they completely abandoned the idea of having a skeleton. Your skeleton gives your body structure. It protects your organs. It helps you move. An octopus has none of that. Its body is almost entirely soft. The only hard part is a small beak, similar to a parrot's. If that beak can fit through an opening, the entire animal can squeeze through. Scientists have watched large octopuses slide through holes barely larger than a coin. Imagine fitting your entire body through a mail slot. For an octopus, that's normal. But things get even stranger. Most intelligent animals have a large centralized brain. Humans do. Dogs do. Chimpanzees do. Octopuses don't. They have a central brain, but most of their neurons aren't located there. Around 2/3 of an octopus's neurons are spread throughout its arms. Each arm can process information independently. Each arm can explore, touch, and react without waiting for instructions from the brain. In some situations, the arms almost seem to have minds of their own. Researchers have observed detached octopus arms still responding to touch and movement for a short time. It's as if the animal is running 8 semi-independent biological computers connected to one central processor. Nothing remotely similar exists in humans, and then there's their intelligence. For years, scientists assumed large brains were mainly a vertebrate thing. Mammals, birds, maybe some reptiles. Then researchers started studying octopuses, and the results were surprising. Octopuses can solve mazes, open containers, unscrew lids, recognize patterns, remember solutions, and learn through observation. In laboratories, some have escaped tanks, crossed rooms, entered neighboring aquariums, eaten fish, and returned before anyone noticed. One famous octopus repeatedly escaped its enclosure at night to raid another tank. Staff only discovered what was happening after setting up cameras. Imagine arriving at work and discovering your prisoner has been breaking out every night and sneaking back before morning. That's essentially what happened. But intelligence isn't the only thing that feels alien. Octopuses can change color almost instantly. And not just color, texture too. Their skin contains specialized cells called chromatophores. These tiny pigment sacs expand and contract under neural control. Within fractions of a second, an octopus can transform from pale gray to dark brown. It can create stripes, spots, patterns, even imitate the texture of rocks, coral, or seaweed. To predators, it can effectively disappear. Some species can mimic other animals entirely. The mimic octopus can imitate sea snakes, lionfish, and flatfish, depending on the threat it faces. It's less like camouflage and more like biological special effects. Here's where things become truly bizarre. Many octopus species are colorblind. They likely cannot see color the way humans do, yet they can still perfectly match the colors of their environment. Scientists are still investigating exactly how this works. One hypothesis suggests their skin itself may help detect light. Imagine painting a picture while being unable to see the colors you're using. That's the kind of mystery researchers are trying to understand. Then there is their blood. Human blood is red because it uses hemoglobin, an iron-based molecule, to transport oxygen. Octopuses use hemocyanin, a copper-based molecule. Copper-rich blood appears blue. This isn't some science fiction feature. It's a real adaptation. Hemocyanin works especially well in cold, low-oxygen environments, which helps many octopus species survive in deep ocean habitats. So, yes, octopuses literally have blue blood. Another reason they seem like visitors from another world. And let's talk about their hearts. Most animals manage with one. Octopuses have 3. Two hearts pump blood to the gills. One pumps blood throughout the rest of the body. Even stranger, the main heart stops beating while the animal swims. Swimming is so energetically expensive that many octopuses prefer crawling across the seafloor instead. Imagine your heart taking breaks every time you went jogging. Nature rarely works that way, yet somehow, for octopuses, it does. Perhaps the most mysterious thing about them is how independently they evolved intelligence. Humans inherited intelligence through a long lineage of vertebrate evolution. Birds and mammals shared distant ancestors. Their intelligence developed along related pathways. Octopuses represent a completely separate experiment. Our last common ancestor with an octopus lived over 600 million years ago and was probably a simple, worm-like creature. Everything that makes an octopus intelligent evolved independently. It's an example of what scientists call convergent evolution. Different evolutionary paths arriving at surprisingly sophisticated solutions. That's one reason astrobiologists find octopuses so fascinating. If intelligent life exists elsewhere in the universe, it may not resemble us at all. It might emerge through completely different biological systems. Octopuses offer a glimpse of what that could look like, but despite all their intelligence, octopuses have one tragic limitation. They don't live very long. Many species survive only 1 or 2 years. After reproduction, adults enter a rapid decline. Females often stop eating while guarding their eggs. They devote every remaining bit of energy to protecting the next generation. When the eggs hatch, the mother usually dies shortly afterward. It's one of nature's most dramatic examples of parental sacrifice. An animal intelligent enough to solve puzzles and escape aquariums often experiences a lifespan shorter than many household pets. And perhaps that's the strangest part of all. An animal with distributed brains, blue blood, 3 hearts, shape-shifting skin, independent arms, and extraordinary intelligence exists not on another planet, not in a distant galaxy, but right here, on Earth, hidden beneath the waves. The truth is, we often imagine aliens as creatures from somewhere else. Yet evolution has already produced something that feels remarkably alien. A mind built on a completely different blueprint. A creature that reminds us intelligence can take forms we never expected. And every time an octopus slips through a tiny crack, changes color in an instant, or solves a problem scientists thought impossible, it raises a fascinating question. If life on Earth can become this strange, what might life look like elsewhere in the universe? And maybe the closest thing to an alien wasn't in space all along. Maybe it was waiting in the ocean the entire time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of Earth's strangest creatures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What's the most alien thing about octopuses that surprised you?